So we've been delighted to welcome so many clients here today to talk about prospects for the global economy, where they can find growth in what is still a pretty weak world growth situation. What's really interesting is the range of sectors that they come from. So as clients are listening not only to our economists speaking about prospects, but also networking with one another, they're able to learn about what's happening across the whole breadth of economies, both here in the UK, but internationally too. And I think that cross-sectoral expertise and sharing is a real added value of an event like this.
I work for civil service, and it's obviously a lot to do with policy making, future policy making, how we can create resilience in our system. And I think global factors, seeing a lot of global instability, we're seeing a lot of trade issues, those types of things, and we want to see how that could impact us on a policy front.
This conference is very interesting for me. I'm very passionate about that because I work for the Scotch whisky industry. So trade policy, it is every day-to-day work, getting to know what is going on in the global economy and how inflation is going to affect all the industries and services, and also the upcoming elections and the governments around the world, what do you think that will be their approach?
So Oxford Economics is the main economic provider for Synergy Bank, where I work. The key areas that we have a very central focus are the macroeconomic outlook for the UK. However, the global trends are also important because will lead to the UK as well. House price index or the commercial real estate, it's another focus because looking at the bank perspective, we will need to know the valuations. Will the house prices go down as much as it's being forecasted or no?
I think it's great, so I've been attending it every year, and I really like the format this year, having sort of main presentations but also breakout sessions. I think that's really good. So we're looking at a world, travel forecast, what it is affecting, what people travel, where they're going, and obviously broader economic background is really relevant for the travel sector. Globalization or deglobalization is a big topic on the agenda. Sort of like what is happening to China. China is one of the key source markets for travel, so knowing what is happening in China and what the Chinese consumers are looking for is also relevant.
As countries are inward looking now rather than outward looking over the last couple of decades, I think it'd be interesting to understand why that is, especially the future and how that's going to affect it. I possibly would have liked a little bit of a discussion on future resources and the idea that resources will be dictating what wars will be probably fought within the next couple of decades, especially as you consider that the greater technology gets, the more expensive resources being used, and those resources are scarcer, rarer, and therefore having a domination over it could really provide an insight into what's to come.
I think one of the biggest things is the trends in AI. I think those forecasts and the growth prospects from AI are a lot bigger than I thought they'd be. There's so much uncertainty of how it's going to affect different sectors, our economy specifically, policy, all those types of things. I think this type of conference, so we can get kind of the forward progressive thinking on this, would be super, super helpful.
Overall, I've been really enjoyed the conference. I think it's been great.
It's a good opportunity for networking as well and to see what is going on outside and what people and academics think about the forecast and the economic growth.
One of the things that's encouraging as we're starting 2024 is that with inflation on its way down, we can expect to see interest rates falling through the course of this year. So I think we're now in a situation where effectively we're at a turning point for the world economy. It's going to gradually improve as we move through the year, and we're going to see a number of different sectors and regions within the world economy performing really quite well this year, I think.